Hi, this is Karen Schneider, the Free Range Librarian. On the wiki for the Social Software Showcase, I've listed some of the issue points related to digital preservation in social software, but this is really just going to be a demonstration about LOCKSS. LOCKSS is software from Stanford University. It stands for Lots of Copies Keep Stuff Safe. And LOCKSS is used for digital preservation. It's free, it's open source. You can download it from LOCKSS, LOCKSS.org. And it has two functions that you should know about. Oh, that was 4, wasn't it? Okay, I am so blonde some days. It has two functions you should know about. First of all is replication, and second is content migration. And for replication, this is how that works. Now, in the physical world, you might want to keep multiple copies of the same book. For example, over here we have the O. Henry Memorial Award Prize Stories from 1919. This is really terrific. This is from the Leon County Public Library. It's really marvelous because I just read the 2007 edition. And it's great to see that I can go all the way back in time and know that I've checked WorldCat and there's multiple copies of this book available. So we know that at least if the Leon County Public Library should suffer theft or loss or fire or hurricanes or any of those other calamities, that there would be another copy of the book somewhere else. Well, the same applies for digital preservation and files such as e-journals, graphics, images, electronic theses and dissertations, preprints, institutional repositories. Even if you have everything backed up locally, sending it to another facility, a devastating event can take out your content. So you think you're safe because you've backed up. Maybe you're even backing up off-site. But in New Orleans, that wouldn't have helped. Lose your data. You've now lost the memory work that goes into this content. It's gone forever. What LOCKSS says is that if you keep multiple copies of things, your data is going to be much safer. Again, the software is free, open source. If it takes you longer than half a day to install it, you're doing something wrong and they'll be glad to help. I talked to the LOCKSS people and they say that 6 is the minimum number for a LOCKSS network. So, and the way it works is content from A is replicated to B, C, D, E, and F. And similarly, content from B is replicated to C, D, E, F, and A. In other words, everybody's sharing their content, and that way, should one of the nodes on the network get taken out, it's still there in the network. And obviously, the more content, more nodes you have in your network, better off you are. LOCKSS does not require high-end equipment. In fact, lower-end equipment is actually recommended for some reasons they explain on the LOCKSS site. And it has some other features that are important. In addition to replication, a second function that you should know about is format migration. It doesn't do much good to have saved all your content if 25 years from now you try to access a PDF and you can't anymore because the software is not available for reviewing it. I can look back and there are files I created in word processing in the late 1980s that I believe would be very difficult to open at this point. Enter the concept of format migration. Now there's several strategies for format migration. The one that LOCKSS is working with now is called migration on access. It means that content isn't simply converted when the format changes. It's converted on demand when the user accesses it. And it's worth reading the LOCKSS site to see why that is. That means that if you need to get to a PDF on these nodes, and of course this would be true for all the data on all the networks, when you try to go to get it, the LOCKSS software helps you open it. So those are two important strategies: format migration and replication. Format obsolescence is probably as equally dangerous as the loss of content itself. Remember, it's free, it's open source, it's easy to install and maintain. And the LOX network is constantly self-auditing. There's some very interesting projects with LOX going on. For example, MetaArchive in the Southeast, which is related to content about the Southeast. You could start a local LOX network in your state or consortium, have all the libraries in a consortium sharing data. If you think about it, if you're doing any kind of digital preservation, any kind of digital conversion, any kind of original digital work, any kind of scanning, you could be really spending millions of dollars every year creating and maintaining content. And this is important work, especially at the local level. It's often precious work that no one else would save. So think hard about setting up a LOX network, and Emma and I encourage you to do so. Right, Emma? Yeah, that's right. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Hello. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you at ALA.